danger.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast. I'm joined by the usual suspects, Chiween and Blessin. Blessed, what is it that we have on the agenda today?
I think we're going to try doing a little different tone this episode. Do something a little more positive with the game. It's going to be revolving what's our most nostalgic team or favorite team that we've ever ran. Obviously not including these recent anniversary units.
To take a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, exactly.
So join us for this ride. Yeah.
Change it up.
Yeah. I guess, go ahead, Bless. You take over.
No, go for it.
No, I wanted to hear what Chiween had to say because, I mean, obviously him being fairly new.
Yeah, no.
Just tossing it around like hot potato right
now. Yeah, sure, I'll go. Well, I mean, I mentioned this in the past, but the team that I have a soft spot for, which is the team that, got buffed, a lot this anniversary.
To oblivion, yeah.
Yeah, to the next heights. So as I'm looking at my old team right now on my phone, I'm just looking at the sad excuses that are on this team that now are irrelevant in this new round of a team. But the team that I think I really enjoyed this team. I think just because I was able to put it together, and I think there's just like a soft spot there of just being able to create a team that I was able to stick through with the game. I think that's really important when you're playing this game. At Mist, like everybody right now, there's a lot of negative thoughts going on around the game. There are some pieces to the game that at one point we all enjoyed the game, and I think one of the parts that I enjoyed the most about the game, and that I still enjoy about the game, is the ability to create teams. So the future team of the past is what I enjoyed using. The team consists of the purple Teen Trunks, I believe. The blue Trunks, the one where he's like his hands are out.
Blue Trunks, yeah.
Goku Black, the yellow one.
Yep.
Gohan, the green one, and then Cell, and then Samasu. Not all of them buffed future tags. I realized not all of them did. Not all of them buffed the tag, but I don't think at that point they had that many tags to buff them. But within that team, I was able to get it. I think the anchor of the team was Gohan, though. Gohan was the one that he was kind of like the beast for me, because he was able to just make he was able to do a lot of damage when I think like Samasu and Goku Black, because that was the three that I would run. It would just be Goku Black, Samasu, and Gohan. So
this was before you got who is now known as the Vegito Killer. First form Cell. After you went in on that UST banner.
The Matavito.
Yeah.
No, he came
like
in
Delito
later.
Blue. Yeah.
Yeah. The Delito Blue.
You like
that? Yeah, no, he didn't come out at that time. It was before his time. Why do you don't like Cell, like the villain, or you just don't?
I like perfect form Cell. First form Cell. Yes, it's not for me. Not for me.
So do you like any of the first forms of any villains?
That's a good question. I'd have to say Frieza.
That's my guy right there. Or Frieza.
I'll say
my
no.
favorite.
I don't.
You don't like any of them? You don't really? Do you like the villains?
The final ones, like perfect form Cell.
Perfect form Cell, dude.
Morrow.
Perfect form Cell was so good in this game for so long. They built him so well.
Yeah, he was pretty good when I was using him. Like he
Yeah,
was a beast. Like he was.
he still is usable. Like he's one of the best units they've
I see
created.
him more on Regen than LF Piccolo.
Yeah. Obviously, part of that has to do with. I mean, it's just like the difference between LF Piccolo and Cell isn't that big. So and Cell is more accessible because he's been on more banners. So you might as well run him. I mean, he's had him and Frieza, full power Frieza. I feel like are two of the best units in terms of like kit creation. They've just stood the test of time. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, and honestly, Future.
I give you props for running that team.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was pretty ass.
Yeah.
No one ran Future.
But in the trenches, you're running into just misfits. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like in the trenches, you got folks that are like, they're just putting any team together.
Yeah.
I don't know if synergy is that much of a thing. So yeah, I was able to figure it out after a while. It took a while for me to figure out how to create a team in this game. You know, that I could actually use.
Yeah.
I really dislike the way they did Goku Black though, like the animations.
Yeah, so bless.
Very stiff.
Yeah, I just hate them, dude. Like they make him like, why did he stiff? He looks a little stiff. You know, why they do him like this?
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, I know. They just don't have respect for Goku Black for whatever reason. Rose is a different story, but Goku Black, I don't know.
Because the purple one has the same animations, right?
Same animations.
Yeah, same animations. Because I had him on there for a while too.
Yeah, purple one.
Yeah, the purple one. I actually think I ran that one instead of the purple Trunks. Because now I'm looking at this team and I'm like, I don't know why that purple Trunks is in there. But
Purple Trunks is really good though, but it's just he's probably better for future. I mean, Vegeta family or movies. But yeah, he's really good. No, I mean, yeah, back to a simpler time when Future wasn't what it is today.
Yeah, like I look at this team and it's like only one of them has survived the wave.
What unit has to be Zenkai?
Who?
And the Goku Black needs to be Zenkai.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm almost getting there though. I'm at 6 stars with him. I just got him in the yellow banner, the daily. I'm almost there, baby. I'm almost there, baby. The team's about to be unstoppable.
Yeah, like it's time to feed.
Yeah. So it's time you went in on that banner?
No, I did the daily summon. I got
the
daily.
In the
daily, I got him. Yeah. So
I thought you went like 20,000 deep.
Yeah. No. I do want that Vegito, but I don't think I'm gonna go for it. It's just I only have 3,000 stones right now. So
he's really good, but
he'll be back.
He'll be back. Yeah. He is really freaking good, but nah, I wouldn't recommend going in just because the rest of the banner is so trash. But that is one thing Legends does really well is the discounts the discount daily.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 20 stones and you never know. Like you can get lightning in a bottle.
I think I get better luck there. I got Android 21 in the last one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best unit I've ever gotten off a single has been Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah. I used to like Future too. But this was when Red Trunks was like still somewhat viable. You had the Red Trunks and then a few extremes. What's that?
The one that just
that just got Zenkai'd. Yeah, and you could actually kind of see
that was a long time ago.
That was a very long time ago. Yeah, before he became unusable. You could, leading up to the anniversary, you could see them starting to buff Future. I didn't know it would become the team it is today, but they had released, that first form Cell. They had
the Trunks,
the Trunks. Yeah. So you can kind of see the writing on the wall. But yeah, man, why do you feel that team was like so meaningful to you? Like, why did you connect with that team, or like why did you like it so much?
Well, I never actually had seen the Future timeline because I hadn't really seen Super. I'd only really seen Dragon Ball. And I think why? Well, one, I think it was just I think it's a matter of just having to use the resources around me because I didn't pay for the game. I'm not paying for it, so I only have what they gave me, and it all started because actually something that you said, which was like, oh, I think it was like my first summit or something like that. It was along the lines in the very first summits that I did in the game, and I screenshotted it to you guys, and I was like, what character in here do you think that would be good? And then you're like, oh, this green one, that green Gohan's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's all you said. so I had to figure out like what else I had to do. So I think within the process of actually making a team, and you start to, because at that time, right, like the game hadn't introduced like these like shield things, right, like the blast shields,
They
and
were there. They were around. They maybe just weren't as prominent as they are now.
yeah,
They were on characters that were a little less
yeah,
relevant.
so when I would go into PvP with this team, it was rare that I would run into, because Gohan is mostly just blast, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he
The
just
last
does
story on
blast,
that,
he
yep.
just blast damage, and I
Mm-hmm.
would rarely run into somebody. He would be doing pretty good, so I pretty much just centered my team around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the attachment, I think, is just that it allowed me to stay within the game, because I think that it's really easy to quit this game, even
Yeah,
if,
and
even if you have a stacked team. And that that's something that I would say to people that play this game, and I know that it's frustrating right now, but it's just like, I think you really should create a team that you really liked, and just go in there, even if you get smacked. Like, I think there's a purpose in that. There's a lesson there, to actually create something that
yeah,
you like and stick with it. Because it's gonna get demoralizing, but at one point you're gonna find one that you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting this team, because this is the first team that I understood their kits to an extent.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, that's my team.
yeah. And one way I do wish Legends would maybe expand a little bit on the more, how when you go into queue into PvP, you have, or before you queue into PvP, you can choose rank or casual.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would put a little more thought into casual as far as like how it's handled. So you have a scenario where there's less stakes, so obviously maybe you're not going to get good rewards, but maybe you
There's
can
not
still
as
get,
much RP.
yeah, something like that. But it promotes, like, it's like an environment where you can use a different team and then, not feel like, because I have to run some of the meta units if I'm playing competitive PvP. I mean, I think you just have to if you want to rank up. So casual PvP, if they could expand that and maybe that would help promote like um different teams. Like, I've played Blessed a few times, um, and we've used different teams, and it's been, and there have been times where he's beat me or I've beat him, but it's still like we've used different teams. It's like it's I've had more fun playing that. It's still like competitive match because I'm not going up against someone who isn't good, but we're using different teams. Like, we're not both just using the most meta teams, and I enjoy the game more like that. Like, I've had more fun playing against my friends than I have playing just queuing up into ranked PvP. I've gone into just PvP, my friends list, and I've just sent out like random PvP requests, see if anyone wants to play, and we use different teams, so it like, you know there is
I
a
think a lot
world,
of hardcore grinders feel that way, though.
a
You're
lot of,
right.
yeah, no, for
Yeah,
sure,
like it's nice
there's,
to have a change of just dealing with meta the whole time, because it gets
yeah,
exhausting.
it's like, it's, and to Chiween's point, like, you can create a team that you really like simply because maybe you like the characters or you just have some type of affinity to it, and you get more enjoyment out of the game. 9 times out of 10, you're going to enjoy the game more when you're using units or a team that you like, as opposed to feeling like you have to use a certain team because it's going to get you the W. Um, so yeah, no, I hear you. Uh, yeah, that was, you know, before the anniversary, and freaking Future got buffed to oblivion. But I do
Yeah.
think they're not gonna buff this team anymore. I think, or at least for a while, you know. I think they're gonna calm down on buffing future.
Yeah, I don't know who else they would who else they would include in this
I
anymore.
do,
Like in
yeah,
regards to, I mean,
Well,
I know that
they
we see
do
the
got that
trunks.
spirit sword.
yeah, the trunks and the what is it, like the corrupted Zamasu or whatever, like
Oh yeah,
the
the
Oh yeah,
merged
the one that's like half like
yeah,
the one with the
purple.
arm.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the
Mm,
huge arm, yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah. For me, uh, so this was probably the time I enjoyed Legends the most, and I'd say I wasn't as good as I am now, but I still enjoyed the game, you know. And this was November of 2018. This was when this ride started for me. This was when, you know, Legends was always really good about teasing characters before they dropped.
Mhm.
So, uh, when Black Friday came out, there was news circling that there was going to be like a big banner, and because it was Black Friday, they were going to drop Goku Black. People were hyped, and then they dropped. Sure enough, they dropped a teaser, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, I think it's Goku Black," and it was Goku Black. Then they dropped another teaser that same night, and it said coming soon, but I think either the S or the G was a 3, you know, so and it was in like um Goku's gi. The color was in Goku's the color of the teaser was in Goku's gi color, which was like red and yellow. And so I was like, oh my, I think they're dropping Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And they did. Then they dropped Majin Vegeta. And I had a team that consisted of Super Saiyan 3 Goku because I pulled them. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Majin Vegeta. I had the red Goku, who's now Zenkai. I had the blue movie Goku from the Broly movie, Super
Mhm.
Saiyan. Then I had and I had I had Super Gogeta on that team because even though he wasn't buffing anyone, he was getting all the Super Saiyan buffs,
Mhm.
all the Saiyan buffs. And then I had uh the EX Blue Goku who buffed Strike Attack. And that was, you know, when I had the most fun because even though the units were good on release, they weren't super overpowered. You didn't feel like, oh man, this is another level.
Mhm.
Um, you know, and so I was using Super Saiyan 3 Goku, uh, and he was really good. I mean, he was a really good. I mean, I hope he gets Zenkai soon. That's someone I
Which
will
one?
Zenkai.
Which one is
The
it? The
purple
purple
one.
one? Oh, the
This is the
purple one.
purple one.
Oh, I just got him.
Yeah, he has a good Z ability, and if he
Mm.
ever gets Zenkai, he'll be really good. Um, man, he was my favorite unit for the longest time. And I still really like him. I just obviously he's aged, but that was who my team was built around. Like it was built around Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And yeah, Super Saiyan 3 is one of my favorite transformations. Um, so it was just like, you know, I would queue into, and that was around the time I started really like developing my tech. So you know, the skill in the game, like learning how
Mhm.
to do all the different like, you know, techniques in the game.
Mhm.
And so you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who's one, and at the time we didn't have many hype units. I mean, the hypest units we had were Gogeta and Janemba, you know. So seeing Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Majin Vegeta, and I remember people like saying, "Oh, who's better?" You know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Majin Vegeta, and people were building different teams for those specific characters. Um, and I don't know, there just wasn't this like there wasn't like a this cookie cutter environment where people were just using one team,
Mhm.
you know, and it was just like, oh, just use this team. It was the people still hadn't like the game was still in its infancy, so it was people were still trying to get a grasp of the game,
Mhm.
and so, um, you know, it was just it was a more yeah, it was a better. I don't know if it was a better time, but it was more fun. I enjoyed using Super Saiyan 3 Goku because his strike damage was really good, especially like they built his kit really well. Unfortunately, it didn't serve like because he didn't have anything else opposed to just damage. His kit didn't age really well, and when you just have damage, your kit won't age that well because eventually, other units come out that do more damage, and because this game has a color system, which I've kind of thought about. This was a something I heard in the Ultimate Tag Team podcast, which is maybe they shouldn't have colors in the game because the game is a color system. That system itself can render units useless. So like you'll never be able to run like certain units on a team. I mean, you can, but it won't be an optimal team because you can't have, for instance, right now you can't have too many red units on a team or else the team is unviable, right? So but if you don't have colors, well then you can mix and match, you can throw a whole bunch of different combinations together, and still have a viable team. So yeah, his kit didn't age well because it was primarily based around damage, but yeah, it was fun. I was learning the tech. It didn't feel like they were super OP. Like when they came out, people knew they were good, but they weren't overwhelming. Like, oh man, I'm cute. I'm going up against this guy, right? And so,
was there a team at that point though in the infancy where people like they saw the
like
team
a
and they're
meta
like, oh,
team.
here we go, yeah, like a meta team at that time, or was
There
it
were
just
only meta units. There really wasn't a meta team. I mean and I think the first real meta team that was introduced might be the one Blessin will allude to. If not, I'll talk about it in after he goes. But at the time, like the meta unit was Bardock. He was so good. But because
the
he
green one?
himself isn't the green one, yeah. Because him having that lock in, it was a game changer. We hadn't seen that in the game, but because it's a meta unit, it's not a team. You could handle him. Like you could still deal with him, whether it's just rising rush him, or whether you can think ahead and say, okay, this guy's gonna lock me. I know he's gonna lock me in at one point. I'm gonna switch in right before he locks me in to a purple unit. So, I'm locked in with him, with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku or someone. So yeah, there wasn't like really a meta team at the time. So I think that certainly helped because while there was a meta unit and there were some really good units, there wasn't this team that had ridiculous synergy and just crazy units. But those were the kind of that was a team that I really enjoyed, and one day hopefully I'll be able to use those units again. Hopefully they'll be viable again.
Yeah.
Sorry, real quick. Who was the other two that you ran with Super Saiyan 3?
I ran Super Gogeta. Super Gogeta, the red one. And then I had the blue Super Saiyan Goku. He's from the Broly movie.
The
He
Fisku one, I guess.
Fisku, yeah, that's what they called him. Fisku.
Yeah, that's classic right there.
That's classic stuff. And then I had Majin Vegeta in case I wanted to bring him in, but then it was like, dang, this fool really just out here killing himself.
Yeah, he was fire when he dropped.
He was fire. Dude,
I mean, he's a fire character in the
They did him dirty.
They did him super dirty. I mean, you can't be taken. So one of the reasons why he's so bad is because he
when you swap in the unit that swaps in is taking more damage now.
Yeah, so when you swap out with him, the unit that you swapped in with is taking 40% more damage.
Why?
I don't know. They just decided that'd be cool.
Yeah, that people are gonna like this. This is what the people want.
People are gonna like this on this character, especially. Dude, and how good was that banner? That was the first time I think we saw a banner when we were like, "Whoa,
It's fire. That
banner
Black
is
Friday
fire."
step up.
That step up was crazy,
Wait,
dude.
wait, for which character?
This was
The
for so the banner was
Goku
super.
Black,
Mm-hmm,
the yellow Goku Black, Super
mm-hmm,
Saiyan 3 Goku, and Majin Vegeta.
Oh, those three were
yeah,
the big dogs.
Yeah.
yup.
That's crazy.
And
No.
this
That,
was
that sounds pretty exciting though. At that time, it sounds like there weren't that
Yeah,
many.
bro, because you gotta remember the game did not have like
no
it
Yeah, it
no
had
did.
hype
characters,
then.
but like it didn't have a Super Saiyan 3.
Well, because I
Mm-hmm.
remember when the game first came out, because I had it, and it was just this idea of just like it was just the unit. You know, what I'm saying like
Yeah,
the unit was the piece, not the
exa-
team. You know, what
yeah,
I'm saying like
exactly.
the unit was. I remember the best character at that point was I think Super Saiyan Goku, the red one. I think
No,
that was
Oh yeah, you're talking about like in the very
yep, that was
beginning.
like
the
it's like I'm
beginning.
talking about like first 2-3 weeks of the game. Like that
Yeah.
is like I think Frieza, that green Frieza, and like we were
Definitely had to
barely
hang in there
figuring.
for a while if you're a
Piccolo
day
was a
oneer.
was a savage, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
Piccolo was
Piccolo
a
was
beast.
ridiculous. If you didn't have that Blast OG Vegeta, the
Uh,
Scouter Vegeta,
I
Piccolo
just
was
remember looking at the 1000cc thing, and I'm like, what is this currency right now?
Yeah,
yeah,
dude. That's that.
yeah,
I think that's something. Even though it's small, I actually think the optics of it, like it
yeah.
plays into the people's
It does.
mind.
Well, you see 50
Yeah, and you're like,
on Dokkan.
On Dokkan,
right?
that's where I was coming from. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you see a 100 for a single, bro.
yeah.
And then you see on your daily, you're getting a whopping 35 from doing your daily missions. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna be pulling. I'm
And a
damn,
nice 10 from logging in.
yo, like dang. They're like, all right, guys, in how long? About 100 days, you guys be able to get a multi.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And if you think about like Dokkan, just really quick for comparison's sake, um, it because it's 50 in 50 days you get to do a multi. So in half the time you get to do a multi. But you know, that was kind of when Legends. Well, actually, Legends is still obviously multis are still 1,000,
Yeah,
and
they haven't
so-
changed.
they have
haven't
not changed. They have not
Yeah.
changed.
They like that. They like that.
But at the time, there were no step ups. Like they hadn't introduced step ups
Yeah, step
until
ups are the way to go, though.
they're the way to go. And the first step up we got when they gave us a real treat when they first tried it out. They're like, you know what, we're gonna try this format out and see if it
Uh-huh.
sticks.
Oh,
They
my
dropped
boy,
some
Demon
fire.
King.
Who was it?
Demon King Piccolo and Hercule.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So I went in deep on that banner. I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's right because I remember I could not believe like that was.
that was
their
I
it.
big. That
guess
was their
there's
big
some
dogs.
diehard fans that were like, yes,
We're gonna go for him.
Hercule's hella funny though.
He's
I never
funny,
seen.
not for
but
a
dude,
1,000 multi.
no, but
I
it
mean,
was a step up though.
but at that
But
point
still,
though, would he be relevant though, Hercule? At that point
oh
in the
no,
game?
he was horrific. He was so
No, he was
garbage.
Oh,
just
he
a
was
troll
bad.
unit.
Okay.
Yeah,
He was atrocious. He was a troll unit though. Like,
Oh, okay.
he was super troll, but like his stats were so bad. They were so bad. They did less damage than a hero unit. Like his stats were
Oh
lower
no.
than most hero units.
They do my guy dirty, man. They
Yeah,
do my guy
but what I
dirty.
like is what they did really good is when you pop his main ability, you just hear Hercule, Hercule, Hercule. The crowd starts going crazy. I was like, ooh.
That's the boy.
But then,
Mr. Satan.
yup. But I think because they saw like with such garbage characters, or not garbage, but non-hype characters, they
Mhm.
didn't get they still got some traction.
Mhm.
They were probably like, wow, if we drop units that people actually like, this is gonna stick. And sure enough, I think like a month or two later, because so in September, Gogeta came out. In September, Gogeta came out
Oof, that
with
was the
Janemba.
nastiest.
That was a
Shout out
disgusting
ever.
banner for Blessed.
Yeah,
The
that was the
Gogeta, the
nastiest.
one from the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the red one, the
the
original,
red one, the OG
super
OG
one.
one.
Oh, I never seen that one.
Oh, he's
Really?
good, dude. Really,
Yeah, no, I
I'm
never
surprised.
seen him. No, I don't know. I only know the blue
Yeah.
one.
Zenkai.
He
was good,
aged.
dude.
He was
He aged terribly.
ridiculous when he dropped, though.
He was.
And that's the
Um,
dude that you had on your team, kick. That
Yeah, I
Gogeta.
did.
he
Yup.
did. I didn't. I couldn't pull him. I went 50,000 CC deep, and this was
Whoa.
back in the day.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I see the team.
That's it.
She win. Look up.
Oh, I think I know. Oh yeah, I have seen him. Never mind. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
Vegeta was on there. Let's go.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, you could bring
I
that
thought
team
I
back,
had
dude.
EX Goku, but no, I had. Yeah,
You
right now.
bring that team back. My boy just got a Zenkai.
Dude, oh man, let's not talk about that. They did. First off, they could have picked a more. I understand, like maybe they're like, you know what, we haven't given Vegeta a Zenkai. Let's go on and give him one. But they
They're
picked
thinking
this
about you,
dude out of
dude. They're like,
all of them.
we gotta bring
I
this
was
team
like,
You're
back.
thinking LF
no,
Vegeta?
or Majin Vegeta, bro. Like
Yeah.
Zenkai him.
You know,
Come on. Like the community's been crying for, not crying, but begging for that. And this Vegeta already got a buff. He got a
yo,
buff last year during the anniversary. It was a terrible buff, but he
it was
still
still a
got it.
buff.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, those were, simpler times where I think level cap was like freaking 1,000 or something.
I vaguely remember this,
And
the cap that there was. I just remember Barbosa running around
what's
with a
that?
three. I just hold on. The wait, y'all can hear me?
Oh, it's okay. You know what they say? The bigger the ship, the greater the storm. You gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to ride this thing.
I'm back, dude.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
I'm back. Sorry. I don't know why it does this, dude. This thing is crazy. But uh,
What were
I
you
was
saying, dude?
I was just gonna just say I remember the cap I believe when I was playing at the very beginning. I want to say it was 500.
Oh.
I say I want to say it's 500.
It was 300 when we started.
Oh,
Actually,
300.
it was, yeah, and then it quickly went up to 600.
Oh yeah. See, 600. Yeah, I just remember it being really hard to train people.
Super
It
hard,
was
dude. It was,
super hard. I'm like, how am I supposed to
dude,
train this
people were
guy?
queuing into PvP with like level 350 characters when the cap was 600 because people were just like, I'm not trying to do with this, dude.
That's what Legend from the beginning is like. The
Like,
grind to get a character to max should not be part of the game.
yeah.
Like, that should not be like, hey guys, what are you guys doing today? Well, I'm gonna try leveling up 10
Yeah,
of my units.
I
Trying
got
to level up
the red
Piccolo.
weights on right now.
Yeah.
3 hours worth of
Three
weights.
Yeah,
on
I'm
with
running.
5
We're
levels.
training.
Yeah,
For
we're
24
training.
hours, we're gonna get 200 XP.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Dude, I had to queue into story mode to just constantly keep trying to grind my units up.
Legend. I mean, they've come a long way,
They've
but
come a long way.
Bless their hearts.
You could tell like someone there thought like the grind needs to be part of the experience.
Yeah.
It's not the difficult game or that you have to deal with people that spend a lot or are really good at the game. You gotta grind.
You gotta grind this thing.
Well, it was just like I feel like they were trying to emulate, like, okay, we need to emulate like people going to the gym and going to work out their characters.
Nah, but
Like,
it's like
like that, like
no,
give them milk, give them the
nobody
weights.
wants to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Like they need to
Nobody wants to
have
do
a
it.
nice, steady, and nutritious diet
Yeah.
on this game.
Yeah.
It's that.
Hey, but we've come a long way though.
Legends
have.
come a long way from
Yeah.
that grind fest.
Yeah.
I think I know what one kick. I think I know the team that you thought I was gonna bring.
Yeah, I'll bring it up later.
Yeah, that's
but go
fine.
ahead, Bless. You let us know what
Yeah,
team you
So
were
for
rocking.
me, I was debating. I got a couple teams I could have chose from, but the team that I chose was because I started playing for a little over a month.
Yep, when Gogeta came out,
Yeah,
I remember.
as soon as the transforming Super Gogeta, things happened for me in my personal life, and I stopped playing like for over a month straight, not logging in, nothing.
You went down to rank 0. I did too.
I remember, luckily I had like 10,000 CC saved on the account. So I came back. I had the LF Gohan.
Mm-hmm.
That was my pride and joy right there.
He was
Yeah, because I had him at 3 stars. I got him on that banner. I went in on that step up banner for him and Cell.
Yeah, that was a great banner. I mean, 2 ridiculous units.
And so I came back, and I remember I went in on the Gogeta banner, like right before I left, and I got the shaft. So I was like, yeah, nice. So I was debating, like, do I even want to play this? Because this was following the Super Gogeta shaft. I finally got him. So me and Gogeta just don't have a good relationship.
Weird, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, maybe they're it's all like
lining up for that
For
Gogeta Blue.
Gogeta
That's
Blue.
what I'm
They're
thinking.
gonna
That's how I'm
repay
gonna
you.
write it out.
Repay you in
But so I was like, all right, if I'm gonna keep playing this game, like I need to stick to one. Like I gotta have a unit for me to write out. And I was like, it's gonna be LF Gohan. Like so I decided
it's so good, dude.
At the time I think was that how long after was it the Family Kamehameha step up banner?
That came out in like in May.
So I remember I was grinding with Gohan, I think on Hybrid at this time, him and Ultimate Gohan. And I was like, well, finally this banner was dropping. They had the LF Goten. Oof. Yeah, they had the yellow Super Saiyan Otherworld Goku, and then the yellow blue
Teen Gohan. Mm-hmm.
And so I got pretty fortunate on that banner, I'm not going to lie. So I started running the Sun family, which consists of this team.
Yup.
So it's LF Gohan, the yellow Goku, the blue Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, Kaioken Goku as the bench unit, and then LF Goten, just to cover this full. Because this was at this time, Ultimate Gohan was the best green unit that I thought you could run on Sun Family.
Yeah.
And that I think that at that point I got a lot better at playing the game because I was using one team and really learning how to use their kits. Like being okay with sacrificing that Goku, that was different for me because I was never really used to playing like that because he gives buffs when he gets taken out. So I feel like that was the first time I've learned to like really, once you learn the kits on all the teams, you really know. I feel like you play a lot better with that team.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Like just for me, it's like I felt like comfortable in every match, and like I noticed that now. Like for example, I use Future, and I know their kids very well. This I think was just the first team that forced me to really learn because I didn't have that Super Gogeta, and he was running wild.
The one that Kick was talking about?
Yeah, the transforming Super
Gogeta. No,
the
other one, the blue one.
Oh. The one that starts off as base and then transform. He had just dropped. Yeah,
from the movie.
Oh, okay. I got shafted on him. So I was just riding on the LF Gohan. Like that was my only unit pretty much that I was like, this is the only guy that's going to keep me relevant.
That's the guy right there?
My boy. He's at 7 stars now.
Do you like him in the anime?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite fights.
Yeah.
That's one of the
He's such a beast. He's such a beast. Dude.
Well, and also because the first Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, they dropped the purple one. I was like, why? Dude, I don't understand it.
Well, and the way that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan worked, like if you he was good, but if you really wanted to like get the best out of him, you needed to run him with the sick Android 16. And then have him get sacrificed.
That crazy synergistic team.
Yeah. And that was like one of the first truly synergistic teams. I mean,
Sun Family?
Yeah, it just were like literally every unit fit together, whether it was bench or in battle. That team was insane.
That was a fun meta.
It was.
It was a fun meta because you were seeing a lot of different Sun Family variations.
Yeah.
A lot of people would be hesitant to run like Gohan and Goten together because it's a lot of blast cards.
Yeah.
So, I was running the team. My personal favorite lineup was actually running the Goku, the yellow Goku, the blue Teen Gohan, and the red LF Gohan. That was my favorite trio.
And that yellow Goku was so good for that team because he was
so underrated. People thought he was so bad. I thought he was
because he wasn't like a damage dealer. He wasn't meant to be that, right?
I think that's what everybody was just expecting units to be like. The newest units always just have to be taking chunks of life.
Yeah,
they're not good.
Yeah, that Gohan that Goku, because like Bless said, when he died, he gives buffs to the team.
Oh, I have a perfect example of that Gohan.
Huh?
Go ahead. I'll talk to Arthur.
Oh no, and he made LF Gohan so good that I remember one time I played against Bless.
Oh, bastard.
and I was using
LOE.
LOE, and I was like, oh shoot, Gohan's popping his ult. I'm switching into to Cooler, Blue Cooler, and Blue Cooler had like a full bar of life, dude. And I was winning. He eviscerated this freaking Cooler, dude. I was like, you should have seen my face. My jaw literally dropped to the floor. I was about to. We don't play with Rising Rush. I was about to hit the Rising Rush because I was so mad.
Nah, dude. Yeah, see, and those like I always try to pick that one unit that at that time for me it was Gohan that I'm just peanut butter and ladies with. Like that, even though he was blast oriented, he was so fun to use. Like him as a last stand unit at the time, it was unfair. Like you honestly were trying to get in that situation.
Yeah, where he was the last man.
Yeah, like you were trying to go ahead and go down 2 units, and because he would just start delivering so much damage, does not matter what color you were. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what is this?
Wow.
He was so good, man. If you were running around that meta, like he was so good. And
but
that
it was fun.
It was, yeah, it was
because the LF was short, you know. And it was very rare to see Gohan. Not many people had him. It was just he was a fun character, and he wasn't like Vegeta Blue where it was oppressive. Like he was ridiculous, but
he was. But
it wasn't like once he started
situations to be
ridiculous. You had to be very technical with him because he is blast oriented.
Mm-hmm.
But he was fun to use, man. And I know in the middle of battle, I was playing with my earphones on back then. You just got the music going, then you hear the Goku yell in the background. Believe in yourself, Gohan. It's like that was, to me, that was fun.
Yeah,
those little like details. Those little details.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like
they kind of went away with those, right? Like the little because you just mentioned that too earlier of like Hercule saying like Hercule, like
after they dropped Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the LF, they did
because that one was that was the best one. I love the Japanese one on that one.
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember the anime, but there's a moment in the anime where Goku is fighting Majin Buu and Goku's in his Super Saiyan 3 form, and you know Vegeta, he's like, all right, Chief, I'm stepping out, and he's just on the sidelines watching, just to, you know, got the best seat in the house.
He's always on the sideline.
Yeah, dude.
And he's always playing. In the man's defense, he took a beating from Kid Buu to give Goku enough time to recharge.
Yeah. But
let's shout out the man. Let's not. The man wasn't just sitting there. He was incapacitated. He had taken an ass whooping at this point.
He had pulled his own weight, but he was like, but there's respect also in knowing like when it's like, all right, dude, I gotta step off to the side. And sure enough, he did that. But anyways, you know, during the anime, I'm sure many people know, but he's kind of reflecting and he's like, why do I hate, you know, Kakarot so much? And then he starts going, and then at the end, he ends it with the whole like, I see it now, Kakarot. You're better than me. You're number one. And so with this Goku, when you pop his main ability, like you hear Vegeta in the background going, "You're number one," and that's a great
little detail.
Yeah, bro. It's like it gives you like, for me, it gives me at that time I was looking for that to hear that during the fight.
Dude, that's why I was like, oh no, when he dropped, people were like, what the hell? We gotta get him, dude. Like,
bro, and his
animation is clean too, like the LF. It's unfortunate that he's ass, like, you know, but everything about him
so dirty.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's just they love to do this, like, oh, some of these hype characters, yeah, we're gonna make them ass, like Majin, Vegeta, the Super Saiyan 3, Goku.
Well, it seems like they're putting more attention to Super as opposed to
definitely
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
Well, that's their actual main bloodline right now. That's keeping people from people that, you know, the manga. Like Dragon Ball Super is what's active right now.
Yeah.
Like if you notice that at least in my opinion, like all the GT units, they're a little bit below all the super units. Like they're all really good, but there's a little tweak for how to make them, you know.
Like the best GT unit doesn't compare to the best super
unit. Like when
if you take away Vegito, you know what I'm saying? Like
Zamasu,
Trunks, the new Goku, and Vegeta. You know, like
yeah, I never watched GT, so I don't even know because it apparently doesn't even fit into the storyline, right?
yeah. It's just like
its
filler,
own.
basically.
Yeah.
They're just trying to like bridge, they're like keep something within the gap when Z ended, and they're like, we got to keep this alive somehow because it's still gonna bring in the money. And
Yeah.
so some boy decided to start making one, and it hit, and you're like, oh shoot.
It was all about when they started doing the AF rumors.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember
that should just died immediately.
classic when it was like Super Saiyan like 7s and
Yeah,
like
like,
sixes and
yeah,
like they had like
crazy.
white hair and stuff.
Oh
Classic
yeah,
stuff.
they looked crazy.
That's
Dragon
crazy.
Ball Heroes right now is taking it to like
to that level, yeah, where it's like you got Trunks and Gohan
I
fusion.
think Goku just hit Super Saiyan 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, wait, no,
Christ.
that's a different.
That's probably AF.
Yeah, you're right. That is. Because that's on YouTube that I saw.
Yeah,
that.
it's on YouTube.
That's crazy. That
they do
had
good
that
with the
much
designs,
detail,
though.
They do. They do look amazing. I just don't see
it's
the
just
game.
like this ain't real because Goku has another son in there, and I'm like, shoot. And the son hates Goku because he's a pure Saiyan, the son, and
Cheating.
my boy was just out there slanging it,
slinging his thing out there. And ruthless.
And the son hates him because he abandoned him or whatever. But anyways, you know, it's not a terrible storyline when I say it out loud. And so obviously the dude wants to kill Goku because he abandoned him, whatever. But yeah, definitely they focus on Super a lot because, like Bless said, it's in the most present thing, most recent thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like Z is. Dude, Dragon Ball Z,
there's some
like,
characters.
Not even just for Dragon Ball, for anime as a whole, changed the game. Like, there was anime before Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't hitting, like, especially out in the West. But Dragon Ball Z changed the whole land. Like, it was the pioneer. You have people now, obviously, because we're older. So, like, the rappers of today's generation, they reference Dragon Ball. You know, like, they talk about like
it's a part of our
like culture.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like we come home and we watch Toonami, and there it is.
Toonami, dude.
Watch that damn Namek saga for a billion
forever, dude. Just standoff.
For me though, it's
like, felt like it went on for ages.
What bothers me about Legend is like in Dragon Ball Z, how terrible, like how annoying of a villain was Boo, like Super Boo.
Yeah.
Like he
was crazy.
Obliterated. Like he took them all to the absolute max.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kid Buu in Legends, he's great. He's a good unit. But what he should have been.
He's not ridiculous, dude.
Majin Vegeta.
Well, they haven't really made a tag for that team, right? For Majin,
but
no, but I'm talking about Regen. I'm talking about just the unit in general. And then, so how terrible a villain he was, like how long it took, how many people he took out with him, like what it took to get him to what, you know, and what it took for Goku to finish him.
Dude,
and they make his LF character this, like why? Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like I don't, and I get it because but Dragon Ball Z is part of theirs. I get GT it's completely like, they kind of want to separate GT from Dragon Ball Z, Super and whatnot. Yeah. But it's like, why such an iconic character make him with such like a big, like a villain that took so much time to defeat?
It was the end of Z. Like that was it, And
we didn't know if it was going to come back ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't know if they were ever going to have a sequel to it.
Yeah. Dude, that was like, think about who Boo had to finish, bro. I mean, I'm talking about Ultimate Gohan.
Tanks.
Super Vegito. You know what I'm saying? Like
he wasn't a simple villain.
Yeah, he was taking out dogs.
Like he wasn't like my boy Cell standing in the ring for weeks. Waiting for challenges to come by. My boy Boo was bringing it. That was taking it on anyone and anything coming this way.
Well, also the squad that I mean, that my boy pulled up, my boy Goku took to the Cell games when he had Tien in the back and Krillin. I was like,
he rolled up deep.
These ain't gunners that you're gonna bring in, bro.
We're gonna finish this now.
yeah. It ends today. Shit.
Yeah, they're the Super Warriors, dude.
Yeah, you see, I don't know if they've just gone away from that, or I don't know if I know that I'm sure that there is money in Super, but like I don't know. I kind of wish that there were a little bit more of those details still in the game in regards to just older.
I just wish
even like Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? Like even something that's that. Like I feel like there's not even like. I mean, there is a Dragon Ball team, but there's just not much attention being paid to that. You know what I'm saying? There's so much like so much like possibility there of like being able to create like different metas. You even introduce characters to you know the newer people that know
and
about
maybe they want to watch the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would actually. A lot of people would appreciate, I think, Goku a little more if they watched him grow up as a kid.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball one. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, when he learned, when I first watched Dragon Ball, it was in El Salvador.
Shout out.
And shout out, all right. And when I saw him, like, it's crazy when you think about. Obviously, the last kind of thing was the movie, so you know you're seeing Gogeta and like a crazy Soul Punisher and like Broly's insane, but back then it was like the way Goku was able to defeat Demon King Piccolo is like he jumped off of Nimbus, yeah, and he threw a Kamehameha down to the floor, like to the ground, so he can get more momentum, and he flew up with the dragon with the fist. And the Ozaru fist, you know, like it's kind of him using the power of the ape that's within him, and he just destroys Demon King Piccolo. Like that was super. Like I mean, you see all you see where it's at now, and now it's like you got Ultra Instinct Goku, and he's obviously gonna be insane in the game, or he has to be. Like there's the community won't accept it if he's not, but like there's a lot of like. There are like little nuances in the whole franchise that I think Legends did a really good job, especially earlier in the game of like highlighting those, incorporating them into the game. You know, like we said,
it sounds like it. Like they paid attention to the detail.
Even when they first dropped Kid Goku, the one that's now Zenkai, when they first dropped him in November of 2018, to get his power pole, you know, because you can have that as an accessory. That's another thing they should really.
I don't even want to talk about that, dude. I went in deep to try to get that stupid power pole. Now you can like get it, like it's nothing. It's like, then why did you guys make it such a difficult grind?
Well, but you know what they did though? The amount of coins you needed to get it was 1984, which is when the manga came out in 1984. So like, you know, those kind of little.
How old were you when it came out?
Yeah, -6.
Oh,
okay. But
still in your dad.
Yeah, still my dad. But no, they did really good, dude. Like those little things when they see like, wow, you know, these guys, and I'm sure they do. Like I'm
that's
sure
simple, real quick on that Kid Goku. The way they changed his LF animation, like that was cool too. They added
animation,
they added a little ape to it, or the
little cool. So yeah, those little things, like, yeah, you're right. I don't know. You feel like the development team likes, and I'm sure the development team does like the anime. Like we've seen it in the past, you know. But when you see them implementing these type of things, like you just have a greater appreciation. You're like, man, that I feel, you know, I'm feeling this development team and like what they're doing. I like this, and it makes the Legends game a little more unique, right? It's not just like the most ridiculous animations and the most OP units. It's like little nuances, little touches, details to the game.
Well, yeah, like relating to the story.
Yeah.
Like to me, I think the LF Super Saiyan 3 LF is, as much as I love Vegito Blues, his is made up. Like completely,
yeah.
You know, like if you actually watch the anime, you'll see that it's completely made up.
Yeah, he doesn't finish anyone.
So
I mean,
he only lasts like half an episode or something like that.
Yeah.
So
that's I mean, so for him to be this ridiculous, they went all in. They're like, we're going in on the name.
What's the same thing with Gohan, the green one that I had on my future team? I'm like, in the anime, he only showed up for like 10 seconds.
R.I.P.
But he went out like a savage, though.
Yeah, he did, though.
Yeah, but they never showed what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the game, it's just like they're just making that other piece up.
I just think that Legend has a. I know that they won, like for example, Super Vegito. They added the Excalibur. LF.
Yeah. Oof, that was ridiculous.
And that's
but
cool.
it is. You're right.
I mean, if you're gonna have certain units that you're gonna, make it up, that's fine. But I think if you're gonna have LFs, it has to be something that refers to the game. I mean, to the actual anime, like they did with the Gohan, the original Gohan against Cell.
I think that's what it was meant for originally.
Like that's what they like. Don't just start throwing everyone LF because you can make a sick animation to it. It takes away from it.
Yeah, you're right.
Like then Vegito, for example, like I said, they're just very biased towards that unit. Like they're forcing LFs on that man. Like Gogeta's actually out here finishing people in fights. Yeah, the anime and the man.
And he doesn't get any respect.
The man's not even on the fusion team right now.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
But do you want to talk about that one team?
Chewy. The team I thought Bless was going to use, and I know Bless for a fact did like this team.
Love this team.
And I hated this team, dude. I went out of my way to not use this team. Well, partially because I didn't have one of the units. And, this is kind of also what gives me, keeps me optimistic that Legends will find out how to. I understand there's a lot of backlash towards Vegito Blue because he's so good, but back in the day, obviously I'll never forget it. This was December of 2018, right? As we were getting ready for the movie to come out, they dropped. They had already dropped Bardock. Obviously, Super Gogeta was roaming. And then they dropped Broly. And this was the first time we had a super synergistic team. And they weren't made to be synergistic. It was just the community figured this team out. It was, you don't see in their kit that says this
run with family. These units.
Yeah, like Sun Family, for instance, it says if Goten if Goten has a Gohan on the team, he gets extra key or blast damage, something like that. Well, these units, they didn't have anything like that in the kit, but the community found out how good they worked together just because of the way their kits were built. And this was what was called the Holy Trinity at the time. This was Super Gogeta, the red one. This was Super Saiyan Blue Bardock, and this was Super Saiyan Broly from the Broly movie that just came out. They were so good. They were so good. They were sorry about that. They were so good because Blue Bardock, he increased your chances of crit, he upped your crit rate chance. And so when you switched out and switched in with either, forget if it's Broly, but I mean even Super Gogeta, the damage, it's insane, dude. They were so oppressive. I remember people were trying to figure out how this team, that's the team right there. Blessed is showing it on his phone. They were trying to figure out how to stop this team. And on the bench, you had Super Vegeta.
Who increased crit. So the damage was out of this world, dude. That was, of course, in the moment, I was like, this team, I'm tired. How do I beat this team? But, I was going deep with all the Trinity, dude.
But looking back, it was just three units. And if you dealt with Broly, well, then you were, you had a chance. Rising Rush Broly,
this team was a complete glass cannon as well.
Yeah, they didn't have any defensive units or anything, but the damage was crazy. So that team was so oppressive, and it wasn't until LF Gohan came out that the team started to kind of leave the meta, leave the playing field. But the team was ridiculous. And I know, Bless, that was your team for a minute.
Yeah, well, because I remember I finally had got Gogeta. Finally. Then
did you get him on the banner that he initially dropped on, or did you get him on?
No, now when he came back, dude. Remember, I almost thought I stopped almost playing for that as well. But if I got Broly off those, those thank you for the first year tickets that they gave us for the first year anniversary. So that's
Yes,
how
that
I
was a
finally
great banner.
I finally pulled Broly off that one. And I was like, dude, I got to do it. I finally had the 3 units to run the Holy Trinity. And I started running them. I'm like, oh my gosh. I couldn't believe how unfair it was. Like,
Crazy.
It was that I do remember on Reddit, man. Like all you would hear how people hated the Holy Trinity.
Yeah. That was the first time people saw.
I mean, I think it's the greatest meta nickname.
That was the best nickname.
That could have been the name of our podcast, actually.
Yeah, that could have been.
Could have.
But and I don't think there's been a name for another team like that, another nickname for another team like that. That's meta.
That was a good time, man.
It seems like simpler times. The unit seemed a lot more simple to an extent.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Like if you read the kits of like who's one of the first units to come out that hasn't gotten buffed?
Super Vegeta? Bardock?
Yeah.
No, Bardock.
If you read the kit of like Super Vegeta or Bardock, and then you read the kit of a unit that just came out, it's like one is an entire Bible and the other is just like one of my high school essays, like nothing. Like just 1 or 2 sentences.
Yeah. It just seems like they were a little bit more detailed and just a little bit. It didn't go over their heads,
I felt like the developers were not directly telling people how to use max out these units, but they were pretty much creating them and seeing, all right, let's see if the player base can figure out how to max these units. And I feel like they kind of gotten away from that. I feel like they all the units that they drop, it's pretty like the best way to get them is on a fusion. Like you can't put them, for example, the Holy Trinity, it wasn't really because Gogeta was buffing fusions, Broly was buffing movies, and Bardock was buffing Super Saiyans. I mean, it's not one straight tag right there. I mean, they're all Super Saiyans, but I think they kind of got a way of putting different units that aren't really designed to be on one set tag.
Yeah.
But like everything right now, it's either Future, Fusion, God Key.
It's all one tag.
Yeah, you don't really see any type of mixture or creativity right now because it's not going to work, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, and
how much time we got right here?
I think like maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's what I got.
Okay.
But I was just gonna quickly say I do think as good as these last 2 banners have been, the actual units on the banners will and actually maybe just the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, those 2 units, I like how they built their kits, and they're not super OP, like wow, this is crazy, Vegeta Blue Zamasu, but they're really good, like they're really good, and so you're not gonna you'll see them in PvP for sure.
Well, they're not designed for everyone.
Yeah, and yeah, they're not just like, oh, smash the, hit this button and one combo, enemy's dead. Like that's not how it works. And they have a lot of technicality, but their kits are built very well. I do think Vegeta's gonna age better, because Goku, his cover change is good, and his strike attack is really good. His green card's really good, but his blast damage isn't there. You know what I'm saying? And he has to have a little more defensive viability, but their kits are built very well, so to where you're getting 2 good units, but not these ridiculously overpowered units that
Well, that's what they were having before. Like you would have 5 units that did something a little different on the team.
Yeah.
Like now, I feel like you got pretty much 5 units that all just dominate. Like they got everything. Like on Future right now, the 5 main units. Obviously, Rose is probably the weakest, at least on mine.
Like is Trunks really a defensive unit? He is a defensive unit, but his damage output is crazy
because of that debuff. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Legends doesn't need to be afraid to go back and make units, like you said, they're good, really good, not overpowered where everyone's just gonna run them because all you have to do is use them.
Yeah,
Like with Vegeta, you definitely know that you're gonna get the match. He's the starter, and he's the one that you're willing to toss out if you have to.
Yeah. And the way they I just like his kit, you know, not to get like go too in depth with his kit, but the way they built him is really good. He's like a otherworld Goku, the one Bless was talking about earlier that came out last year in May. The way he was a linchpin for Sun Family and he was really good. That's what this Vegeta is, but just better. You know, he's 2.0, but like way better.
I've seen a lot of the Vegeta and Goku.
Yeah,
On
and
PvP.
but when you're actually facing Vegeta yourself, you're not like, oh my God, this guy's so oppressive. Jesus Christ. It's okay. Yeah, I can deal with him, but the person using him is like, this dude's really good. So they've built them really, really well. So I hope that this is kind of, you know, I think moving forward, hopefully we'll see units like that, built like that.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to listen. We will leave our Twitter handles down in the description below. Feel free to ask any questions. You can ask me questions at my Twitter, or you can ask Blessed at his. We'll have all our social media down in the description. So again, thank you for listening. Gentlemen, any closing thoughts?
Oh, I'm good.
No, I'm okay.
All right. Well, with that, we will sign off. And until next week, stay legendary.
Ninja.